How can I describe a Final Fantasy game that, while similar to previous entries, works on pushing the boundaries for what was capable on consoles back in the day? While not a perfect game, Final Fantasy IV does a tremendous amount of things right, featuring a cast of extremely likable characters and well written dialogue. I think the story really shines in Final Fantasy IV. Thinking back to my time with 1 through 3, I think 4 does a great job at telling a thrilling story without the padding and nonsense of the first 3 games. I'm not saying that those games were bad in any sort. 4, however, feels like the entire story continues to push the narrative forward. Final Fantasy IV sees Cecil thrust into a conflict over crystals that are being stolen. He must try to protect the crystals to stop Kain and Golbez from collecting them all, like mythical Pokemon cards. These crystals hold a power to unlock a master plan that Golbez has set in motion. What could this be? Well, too bad it contains spoilers, am I right? Final Fantasy IV brings in the ATB system, which is a long-running addition to the series, allowing for timing of when your next attack will be ready. Also, the game features multiple different types of airships, which I thought was really fun, but it was also kind of a pain, especially for trophy cleanup. Having to travel with one of my airships to another location where a different airship is, just to get on that to go to a different airship, all because my highest upgraded airship doesn't have the same capabilities, is kind of a pain. The gameplay in 4, like all Final Fantasies, is a blast. It is always a great time when you have the Final Fantasy battle music playing as you grind out levels against goblins. Also, it is so cool to see the evolution of the series through these games. To see how much changes have happened between 1 and 4, a more thought out story, characters that actually show emotion, and writing that makes you care for characters. Also, if you've seen my other 3 Final Fantasy reviews for the Pixel Collections, I've talked about the Bestiary, which this Bestiary seems to have more enemies and not just so many copycat characters like Blue Bomb, Red Bomb, Yellow Bomb. While enemies like that are still present, we seem to get a lot more built out characters and enemies in the Bestiary than previous entries. The game features many hidden paths and chests, including secret summons and items, which adds so many more hours to the gameplay. Also, it's not a Final Fantasy review without talking about the music. The music in Final Fantasy IV is peak. There's an enemy in the game. I think it's like Princess Flan or something like that. I don't know its name. But when you start fighting it, it will start randomly playing music like the Chocobo theme and all that stuff. It's such a fun fight, and it's just really fun being able to try and grind out. You have to keep fighting it for it's called a pink tail, and you have to keep fighting it over and over again. But it's a blast because you get great music while you're doing it. Final Fantasy is just known for its music, and 4 is up there with some great songs. Overall, Final Fantasy IV is a high point in the series and runs fantastic in the Pixel Collection. I only ran into one issue where a trophy didn't pop. I had to reload my save and fight a boss again for it to pop. But other than that, it ran great and played great. I would give Final Fantasy IV a 9.5 out of 10. Now for the Platinum. Follow a guide, do it, you'll thank me later. There is a great guide on Steam that will walk you through everything. There's way too many missable trophies to list. There's missable chests, missable summons, missable bestiary entries. There's just way too many things you can miss. I'd hate to try and walk you through it on here and then you mess up and you have to play the game over. So follow a guide, you'll thank me later. Overall, I would give the Platinum difficulty a 3 out of 10. When you're doing it, like I said, there's a good amount of grinding in the game. There's secret summons in the game that take a very long time, and a lot of the drops are RNG. So it's just kind of a pain. Nothing too hard, but from what I'm seeing, a lot of the drop rates and everything have been fixed for the Pixel remaster. So the drop rates are not as bad as they were on Super Nintendo. If you guys have any questions about the game, let me know in the comments down below. As always, this is Chris with Platinum Reviews. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter to talk about all things Final Fantasy or just video games in general. And I will catch you guys on the next video. As always, keep getting those trophies.